Falcons, they finished third last year in their division at 7-10. They fired their head coach, Arthur Smith. They hired Raheem Morris. Apparently, he's better the second time around. And they signed Kirk Cousins, coming off an Achilles injury, to $180 million. My goodness, AB. And according to DraftKings, the total set at 9.5, juiced to the over at -135. Are we going over or under on the Falcons?
Under in the ATL. Give me under 9.5 at +115. Look, I like the pieces that the Falcons have. I'm not the biggest Raheem Morris guy in the world. I'm not against him by any means, but I think that this team needs to focus offensively heavily because they've got a lot of nice pieces there. The problem is that I just don't know how this Kirk Cousins thing is going to work. I'm just a little concerned about that, especially when you have a young quarterback in Penix who you drafted surprisingly as well, which I thought was a good move. But what it's going to do is the minute Kirk Cousins has a bad game, they're going to start screaming for the other guy, right? So I'm going to go under 9.5. But again, I'm really more playing a number here. If this were 7.5, go over 8.5. 9.5 is just too many. I don't think they're winning 10 games.
Yeah, they do kind of feel like a third-place team again. And I think maybe the Falcons coaches, Raphael, were listening to all these high-level doctors that tell no, in 2024, the Achilles injury, it's not as serious as it used to be 20 years ago when it took a full year just to get back to be an athlete. Now, apparently that's not the case, and you get $180 million for it as well. Your thoughts, over, under?
Let me wipe this tear out my eye because AB just said he's just playing a number. Made me a little emotional when he said that. But I agree with AB 110%. I am playing a number because this one screams 9-8 team, the Atlanta Falcons. This division stinks. You guys are glad I wasn't on Friday's show when we were talking about the Saints because they stink as well. So I can easily see the division winner 9 games. The Falcons haven't hit this number 9.5 total over since 2017. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of wins. It's going to be a really close battle. I think Carolina's improved. I think that maybe they'll split against the Saints. You know, the Saints stink. I just don't see 10 wins out of this division to go into the to win the division. I think 9-8 for the Falcons winning that division. So I'm going to say under 9.5.
How many of you knew that it's been 7 years since the Falcons have hit this number? That's why you come here, ladies and gentlemen. That's fine. We'll do the work for you. It's just fine. Now, Charles, let me come over to you, big boy, because you're always the man that keeps me level. Are we going over? We going under?
I'm bucking the trend. Yeah, I like the Falcons over
Ooh.
9.5 wins. I have high expectations for the Dirty Birds. I think Raheem Morris getting that second chance being a coach that usually drives success as well. Plus the quarterback situation, yeah, it could be shaky, but I'm going to say that it stabilizes well, have a few pieces on offense. The defense should fly around, cause plenty of turnovers as well. Plus I can see them beating the Panthers. They could probably have 5. They may even sweep the division, at least 5 wins. Plus they get the Broncos, the Raiders, the Giants, the Vikings, Seahawks, Steelers, Commanders. So it's a pretty favorable schedule for the Falcons. So yeah, I like the over 9.5. I can definitely see 10-7. 10-7 at worst, but it'll kind of play into my second play also.
So 10-7, that won't be a sweat at all for you, Charles. It's not shocking that the man from the Dirty likes the Dirty Birds. It just rolls off the tongue. By the way, AB, it should not shock us that the rivals that we call frickin' frack are in the chat at the same time. And Soupy writes, pulling a DG. I'm right on time at 19 past the hour is when he got into the chat. And then he says, of course, he wants to make it about himself. He goes, I said it to Raphael on Friday, 9-8 wins that division. What's the only problem with that, Raphael?
That I wasn't here on Friday?
It doesn't hit the
You
10.
were not here on Friday's show. So there's no way he could have said that to you. So shut it in the chat. Stop lying to the good people. Damn it, Soupy. He's still having a rough week, AB. He's still having a rough week. Raphael wasn't even here.
Well, that's going to go over well in the group text after the show.
I wish you guys could put that on DTL After Dark. But then again,
we're just going to stream that for 24 hours. It's just playing text and ads.
It really is a fun thread until DG participates. All right, now, team number 2 today.
Oh, we didn't go over
what's
our
that?
second picks.
Oh, my damn it. See, I get thrown off. See what super you did to me right there? See what you did to me? Damn. All right. So I always task my crew members for every single team to have a prop for the season. And AB, it's the start of the year. We don't have to take a lot of time, but tell the good people, there's a lot of new people in here today, on where we put these particular props so they don't drive us insane.
Yeah, use a different book, all right, for your futures bets so you're not staring at them, throughout the entire season. I know that it gets annoying. So find one of those books that you haven't used before, take all the promos that they're going to give you, and use that just for your futures. And the first one that you're going to do it for is Kirk Cousins over 8.5 interceptions, because Raphael, we're also playing a number on this one as well. Usually quarterbacks are around 10.5, 11.5 right now. Kirk Cousins at 8.5 because there's a quarterback behind him. All right. I like that there's a quarterback behind him for this bet because they're paying Kirk Cousins way too much money to bench him. That ain't going to happen. But Kirk Cousins is going to press. And if he has a bad game, he will press and press and press more, which equals the no-fly zone. So take him over 8.5 picks.
Oh, he's talking about a tier. Whenever I hear the no-fly zone, I know that NFL season is right around the corner. Raphael, where are you headed with Mr. Kirk Cousins this year?
I'm taking his under passing yards, 3,900.5. Just rewind and just listen to what AB said, his last two takes about the Falcons, because that's pretty much the same thing that I agree with. He's got a guy breathing behind his back. I don't think he could stay healthy. I know he missed this number last year because of injuries, but that snapped the 4 straight seasons of him passing for over this number. I don't think he's going to, because those are totally different teams, Vikings and Falcons. I think they're going to run the ball a little bit more. In Atlanta, they didn't run the ball as much as they did in Minnesota. He threw a lot. I just think this number is way too high for a guy that's coming off an Achilles injury and a guy that has a young stud breathing behind his back and a guy that's coming off Achilles injury. I'm taking this under.
Very interesting that you and AB have the unders because you said high. You said high number. Charles, I feel like on your futures bet, you're going to be on an island all by yourself. Explain that.
Yeah, the contrarian route. Yeah, I've just named off that schedule. Yeah, I can really see this is the Bucs last season. They were the surprise team, so I could see the Falcons being that same team as well. Like I said, that schedule was very favorable for them. I could see 12 wins on it as well at plus 240 to slide it over on DraftKings from that 9.5 to 11.5 plus 240. I think it's worth a little try there as well. So for the Dirty Birds, so yeah, 12 wins. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
We say sprinkle here at the show, Charles, if you haven't been on before, like every freaking day.